Hello, and welcome to Select 10. If you're a fan of science fiction looking for something new to experiment with, look no further. These top 10 movie picks are packed with underrated and overlooked sci-fi films that couldn't have received widespread recognition but are admired by devoted fans for their creativity and level of detail. So, prepare to see new realms and strange beings and discover the universe's unlimited potential with these must-see 10 sci-fi films. Now let's start the video. Number 10. Level 16. It is a 2018 sci-fi thriller film directed by Danishka Esterhazy. The film revolves around a bunch of girls who attend Vestalis Academy, an extremely harsh boarding institution that looks more like a prison than a school. The girls are assured of adoption into caring households when they turn 16, and the school is portrayed as a secure haven, shielding them from the dangerous world around them. The main story follows Vivian, who gets closer to turning 16 and starts to discover unsettling facts concerning the school, where she learns that the students are actually being prepared for a secret plan that could endanger their very existence. During her research, she comes across other girls who have been exposed to inhumane treatment and sees what terrible consequences await them if they do not escape. It's an intense and fascinating drama with a great twist that excels at establishing a frightening atmosphere, with good performances from Katie Douglas and Selena Martin. Its examination of subjects like exploitation, domination, and the struggle for freedom is unsettling and thought-provoking. It is an underappreciated science fiction film that deserves more attention. Number 9. Midnight Special. It is a 2016 sci-fi thriller film directed by Jeff Nichols. The plot revolves around Roy Tomlin and his son Alton, a young child with unusual, extraordinary skills. Due to his mysterious power, they are forced to flee from the authorities, as well as the ranch, a cult, as it makes him an issue for both the ranch, who regard him as their protector, and the authorities, who see him as a possible threat. In the meantime, Roy and his buddy Lucas are committed to keeping Alton safe and transporting him to a place that the boys' visions have pointed to, where they discover the real essence of Alton's strength and his ultimate goal. The story explores issues like faith, love, and the relationship between a father and child by combining heartfelt storytelling with intense action. It's worth watching owing to its interesting plot, dramatic narration, and mystery surrounding Alton Power. Even if it may not be something you have never seen before, science fiction fans will find it entertaining enough. Number 8. Jang Yi. It is a 2023 sci-fi action film directed by Yeon Sang-ho. The narrative takes place in a bleak future in which environmental change has rendered Earth unsustainable and driven humanity to relocate to built-in communities in orbit. The story centers on Yun Yoon Yi, an elite commando who sustains serious injuries in combat. In an effort to retain her battle talents and resume the conflict, Chronoid, an innovative machine learning corporation, duplicates her mind in order to create Yoon Yi, an exceptionally powerful military AI. Many years later, the project, led by Seo Hyun, Yun Yoon Yi's daughter, reaches an important stage when Seo Hyun uncovers buried secrets concerning her mother's history and the underlying motivations of the AI development program. The story examines issues of sacrifice, identity, and the moral limits of technological development. It is a fascinating contribution to the science fiction genre thanks to its provocative issues about humanity and technology. The film delivers compelling sci-fi thrills and shines with its powerful action sequences, powerful emotional core, and study of modern technological concerns. Even if the story feels cliché at times, the action and breathtaking visuals never stop entertaining you. Number 7. Splinter. It is a 2008 sci-fi horror film directed by Toby Wilkins. The plot centers on a young couple named Seth and Polly, whose plans for a romantic vacation are derailed when Dennis, a wanted criminal, and his companion Lacey carjack them. Nevertheless, their expedition takes a horrifying twist when they discover themselves imprisoned in a remote fuel pump with an enigmatic entity possessed by a parasite that transforms those it infects into vicious, hideous creatures. As the survivors try to protect themselves against a merciless beast, conflicts arise, increasing their dread of contamination. Soon, when things get worse, both couples are forced to work together in order to make it through the night and avoid the deadly creature's claws. The monster's unrelenting pursuit and cramped surroundings heighten the suspense, which culminates in a thrilling and terrifying finale. With its creative monster design, deft utilization of realistic effects, and intense fear and horror, this film will have audiences on the edge of their seats all the way until the very end. Number 6. The World's End. It is a 2013 apocalyptic sci-fi comedy film directed by Edgar Wright. The story follows Gary King, a charming but disturbed man living in the past and thinking back on his teenage golden days. He persuades his skeptical pals to accompany him on a trip to complete the Golden Mile bar crawl, which they were unable to accomplish when they were younger. Soon after setting out on their sentimental trip, the friends learn that alien robots posing as locals have taken over their home city. In the middle of the unrest, the crew is forced to confront their past frustrations and deepest fears while battling against an alien invasion. Every bar they go to turns into a combat zone with lots of exciting and dramatic interactions with the alien residents. As the night goes on, the group's relationships are put to the test as they work their way out of ridiculous and dangerous situations in order to survive. In addition to being a wild comedy, the movie also explores friendship, sentimentality, and time passing in a moving way with an element of science fiction. The film offers a fun alien invasion adventure with its sharp humor, exciting action scenes, and emotional moments. Number 5. Infinity Chamber. It is a 2016 sci-fi thriller film directed by Travis Milloy. This is one of the most underrated science fiction films that no one knows about. The movie centers on Frank Lerner, a man who awakens to find himself imprisoned in the Infinity Chamber, an enigmatic computerized facility. He is locked up in a compact futuristic cell under the supervision of Howard, an artificial intelligence program. As Frank attempts to put back his past events and figure out why he's been jailed, he realizes that he's accused of participating in a sinister plan. Throughout the film, Frank converses with Howard, attempting to outwit the algorithm and exit from the Infinity Chamber. Overall, it is a mind-bending thriller that addresses issues of one's identity, monitoring, and the meaning of illusion. The film's smart use of flashbacks and present-day encounters keeps the audience fascinated as Frank discovers the real reason behind his captivity. For fans of surreal science fiction, Infinity Chamber is a must-watch thanks to its fascinating story, excellent acting, and frightening setting. Number 4. Life. It is a 2017 sci-fi horror film directed by Daniel Espinosa. The film takes place aboard the International Space Station, where researchers find an unknown life form on Mars and nickname him Calvin. It all starts when the crew of astronauts, commanded by Dr. David Jordan, Miranda North, and Rory Adams, retrieves a Mars rover delivering dirt samples. In the probe, they discover and bring back to life a tiny creature that was hibernating. Although it first seems harmless, it quickly turns violent and breaks free of its constraints. As Calvin develops and begins to hunt the crew members, they become aware of the threat and take action to keep Calvin from getting to Earth and save humanity from annihilation. The film highlights the risks of unrestricted scientific discovery in space and offers a terrifying movie night featuring a stellar cast, striking visual effects, and a thrilling story. While it does remind you of numerous alien films with similar stories, there is something about this topic that never goes out of style, and no matter how many alien films we witness, there is always room for one more. Number 3. Pitch Black. It is a 2000 science fiction horror action film directed by David Twohy. Honestly, this is one of the underappreciated science fiction classics that a lot of people are still unaware of. For those who have seen the film and its sequels, there is word that a new Riddick film is in the works. And for those, this movie is new. The story opens with a transport spacecraft crashing on an unknown planet, killing the majority of the passengers. Between those who survived are the aviator, Carolyn Fry, other crew members, and the main character of the movie, Richard B. Riddick, an infamous outlaw who has genetically enhanced eyes that enable him to see in darkness. As the survivors attempt to locate means of getting off the planet, they discover that the planet is populated by nighttime creatures, known as bioraptors, who hunt in the dark. With a solar eclipse approaching, the survivors band together to make it through the dark hours and flee the planet before becoming food for the bioraptors. However, tensions rise within the group as they deal with Riddick's deadly personality and opposing motives. Overall, it's an exciting and scary sci-fi horror movie with powerful action scenes, enjoyable characters, and a thrilling feeling of despair. Owing to its distinct idea and noteworthy acting, the film has become a genre cult favorite. So, if you haven't already, check it out. Number 2. Oxygen. It is a 2021 science fiction survival thriller film directed by Alexander Aja. The story revolves around Elizabeth, who awakens in a technologically advanced hibernation capsule with no memories and dangerously depleting oxygen reserves. Stuck within a capsule, she has to be dependent on the artificial intelligence system, Milo, to help her understand what's happening. As Elizabeth interacts with Milo in an attempt to locate methods for getting out of the pod, she discovers that her breathing oxygen level is extremely limited, meaning she has just a little time to make it out before suffocating to death. Suffering from anxiety and growing despair, she tries the pod's interaction features to connect with the world outside and discovers a startling truth about her dire situation that compels her to put together her cleverness and the pod's limited assets to figure out how to stay alive. The movie deftly creates tension while revealing a number of startling mysteries and revelations that you won't see coming. It makes good use of the confined area setting and tells a fascinating story, making it a must-see for fans of science fiction and psychological thrillers. Number 1. Everything Everywhere All at Once. It is a 2022 sci-fi thriller drama film directed by Daniel Kwan and Daniel Scheinert. The narrative centers on a Chinese-American lady who is having a hard time managing her collapsing laundry store and her tense familial relationships. Unexpectedly, Evelyn finds herself in a multiverse odyssey while attending an uncomfortable IRS inspection review. Assisted by a different version of her spouse, Waymond, she soon realizes that she holds the key to preventing a catastrophic force that threatens the multiverse. Throughout her journey across strange and frequently humorous parallel universes, Evelyn meets several incarnations of herself, each possessing distinct abilities and perspectives. Along the journey, she meets a villain who is fed up with the multiverse and wants to wipe out everything. Overall, it is an artistically magnificent and profoundly moving look at affection, family, and the limitless potential that resides within every person throughout the massive universe. Its surreal story expertly combines science fiction, humor, drama, and action elements, leaving a lasting effect even long after the final credits have rolled. The ensemble gives excellent performances, with Yeo, Kwan, and Curtis particularly noteworthy for their incredibly endearing roles. This is a must-see science fiction film from the past few years. That's it for today. Thank you for watching this video. And do subscribe our channel to see more videos related to movies and series suggestions.